Now it's time to bring your walls up, and we're going to do a few little steps before we do that. The other thing I need to do is I need to add in this fireplace. And so I'm going to use my pencil tool, and again, drawing along the axes. I'm just going to draw a box around that temporarily for now. The first thing we'll need to do is we'll need to turn off the X-ray mode. You can always turn on X-ray mode or off. You can always turn X-ray mode on and off as you're working on your model. So just because we're turning it off, we're not getting rid of it completely. So you'll go up to View, go to Edge Style, or sorry, Face Style, and click X-ray, and you will see that the X-ray mode goes away. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my model so that I can better see it. And at this point, you have to start to make a few decisions. Remember that our house is going to be on a 1-foot pad. We're not going to raise up the 1 feet yet in the floor, but we do have to think about how tall we want our interior walls to be in addition to the pad. So if the average height of a typical house, and that's not always to say that it is, but the typical wall height in an inside of a house is usually 8 feet. You can either pick 8 feet, or you could say, well, I want to have really tall ceilings, so I'm going to have 9 feet ceilings. And that's fine, but you have to also remember to add in the 1 foot for the pad or the foundation. So if I want 9-foot interior walls in my house, I am going to have to add on that 1 foot. So it's actually going to be a total of 10 feet that I'm going to pull these walls up. I actually think I'm going to stick with the 8-foot height. That's a good size, I feel, and I think it would work well with this house. So before I do anything else, I'm going to click on my push-pull tool, and I'm going to mouse over a section here, and I'm going to pull it up 10 feet, or 9 feet rather, because I'm taking into account the 1-foot pad or foundation, and then I'm going to have 8-foot interior walls. Or maybe I'll change my mind and do 9. So in that case, I'm going to need 9 feet interior walls plus 1 foot for the foundation is 10. So I'm going to type in, as I pull it up, before I click again, I'm going to click in 10 apostrophe for 10 feet. And this is going to give me the height and pull up the walls to the length I want them. Now I'm going to go around and I'm going to use inferencing. And what that means is I am coming in here and I am pulling up all those individual walls to the same height. So what I'm doing is I'm actually pulling up and then kind of bringing my cursor over and making sure that it is all at the same height. Now you're going to see a lot of lines here, which is different than what we did in the interior design project. We will be getting rid of those lines. For now, just leave them there. What these are doing is it's letting you know where your windows are. If you see anything happening where it looks like something might be getting messed up while you're doing this, make sure that you undo and do it again. Oops. Okay, so we've got now we have a model that has a lot of lines on it, and it's really a little bit confusing, and you might agree. One of the ways, if you want to make it less confusing for yourself, and obviously you don't have to do this, but um, one of the things you can do is you can select the surface that that window or door is on, and in this case, uh, this is the slider door. And if I right click, I can say reverse faces. And so it turns that area white when I do that. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that on these so that it doesn't get too confusing. I will have to change this back once I'm done working on it, but it is it is helpful. So if it makes it easier for you, I would suggest doing it. Keep in mind that it's only doing it on the one side. This area here is where the chimney is going to go up, and I could pull that up now, but I'm not going to yet. But what is nice is I can start to see where my openings in this house is going to be. All right, so the next step here now is we need to make sure that we know where our foundation is. And just like we did not do this on the interior design project, but it is important here on our house because that extra foot is going to make a difference from where we put, let's say, the bottom of our door or to orient the top of the windows. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave it here for now, and then we're going to come back and put in the measurements for the windows.